Welcome back, everyone. It is the Call of Duty U.S. Championships here in Orlando, Florida. Full Sail University, Golden Boy, and Gandhi bringing you Rise versus Complexity. While on the main stage, you have Strictly Business and Envy facing off. You got another great matchup here between two very one underdog and one that kind of shocked the world.
Yeah, and the big thing about this is for top 4. So Envy could have their backs against the wall here. This is going to be my first look at Rise the entire tournament.
Complexity has their back against the wall?
What did I say?
Envy.
Oh, whatever. Complexity has their back against the wall here. It's an early morning, man. 8 a.m. call times is like...
It's murder, especially with daylight savings.
Yeah, daylight savings plus the fact
20.
I'm like 2 hours behind normal East Coast time, so...
Then you just start to fail at math,
Yeah, it's awful. But, this is my first look at Rise. They kept everyone in the dark. Still don't know what to expect from them, but we saw that, Complexity actually pulled it together, and they actually look like a team versus Optic Gaming.
Yeah, and they're communicating, which is something that we heard in the listen-ins there. They are talking to each other loud and just getting vocal, and that is just great for them because they really are missing Mr. X there, a coach that I think has really just changed the game for coaching, so much so that it impacted this team negatively going into this event. But now looking at Looney, of course, Looney, Wheat, and Pac-Man, former Fear members, decided to pick up Fears, which is kind of weird. And, now they are definitely a team that people need to look out for going into champs.
Yeah, and Pac-Man's definitely a very, very solid player. It's so funny because, they gave me so much crap. They're like, oh, you don't even have us winning a series? Who do you think you are, Gandhi? You know I am. And I'm like, you guys don't stream. There's nothing I can do about this. But, they are going up against Complexity right now. It is 10-10, and Crim6 has been doing a good job at being defensive at his base. But I like the play here. He's going to cook that nade, and he's got a teammate helping him out, and he's going to clean this up, and it should be a B flag. They have to be worried because there's guys pushing from strip.
And you also have to wonder when it comes to, with Rise, right? This is a team that, like you said before, not only did they not stream, but the reason why no one gave them the time of day is, they faced off against Curse Las Vegas in the first round, a team that people thought firmly belonged not only at COD Champs, but they're one of the top 3 teams in competitive Call of Duty. And yet Rise shows up and shocks everyone. If you're a betting man, you got to go with the safe bet. And that's usually where it turns out. And that's why people counted out Rise.
Yeah, well, Karma on an 8-2 spree here. He is crushing right now. This is not looking good. They are actually dominating Rise. They have not a single flag. Finally now Rise trying to start taking A. Karma's going to get shut down there. There's going to be 4 players on A, but Complexity really just starting to steamroll with this. And look at their setup here. They have 2 guys at bottom broken. They have a guy bottom pawn, and then now they have Karma just kind of coming off the respawn. So this is looking very good. If you're what's their name? I forgot. Rise. Then you basically have to smoke and roll.
Yeah, and Karma is slaying, by the way, which is something that he was not doing all that well in the Optic matchup. It seemed like he was picking himself up in that second game, the second round there, but for some reason he was kind of just like a little slow to the take. And it seems as if, not so much the case here. Definitely getting his shot back.
Yep. Krim just really watching this main entrance here. And the best part about this position, well, minus the fact that you can get killed from top motel, is that you can rotate and kill bottom motel. And that's basically the #1 spot people are going to go to. But Karma's going to get picked off too. Aches knows that there's going to be multiple guys over at the Hummer. And now he has to play this slow.
Yeah, and Aches reverting to an AR role because yesterday he was trying to be an aggressive sub and it wasn't working out for him. So he opted to go back to the AR. Actually, not even go back, just use an AR and figure just, hey, let's slow it down. Let me slow it down. In this particular game, he's been, of course, the stats reflect that 5 and 6. So he hasn't really been finding himself in the losing end of too many gun battles. At the same time, hasn't found too many gun battles himself, while his teammates Karma and Crim6 do what they were picked up to do, which is
kill.
Slay.
Yeah, their job is to kill. Now, the other thing, too, is on Octane, it is noteworthy to say that, there's a lot of teams who run 2 ARs. There's a lot of teams who run 3 ARs. Complexity's team who... I don't know what that was. It was a bug in my throat.
It seems like bugs have been flying in your throat all weekend long. I don't know. That's just
I think it's the lack of sleep. But, Complexity is a team who can run 3 ARs.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable with it. And even TP's doing it. Oh, Aches with a big 2-piece. There's another guy on B, and he gets it. Oh, he does it.
Looney picks up a double there. Got a headshot on Aches, then took out TP with that MTAR. Now it's going to be 69-51 here, of course. 17-point lead. Yes. I can do maths. I'm never
Stop
gonna let
saying
that one
maths. Stop it with the UK terminology.
I can do maths.
Yeah, maths. No one adds an S unless you're British.
Really?
That's science.
I didn't know that. I was just thinking I was talking like the cat memes, you know? I can has maths. You know?
You know, it's such like an epidemic that people are even like speaking like that. Like, I cry, and then it's like, come on, finish this sentence. Like, God.
Well, you know what? Just speaking of crying, Karma, 17-7. Definitely, if you're Rise, you're feeling it. The feels are real. Karma has just been on fire here. Granted, TP 8-14 has just been doing more of that support role for the team, but you know, of course, it's kind of just been the story of Crimsix all weekend, who he's just been touting his stats left and right. He's like, he comes up to me in a conversation, and he's like, "Hey, Golden Boy, you know, I'm like on the top in stats, right? I'm like #1 when it comes to kills, right? You know, and I'm like, all right, but you're in the losers bracket, bro." And he's just like, I don't care. I'm #1, and that's the way Crimsix thinks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's definitely a character, to say the very least, man.
He certainly
but you know,
is.
I gotta say, the one reason, like looking at that game type right there, Octane Blitz. So many times people try to stay below the 50-yard mark or right below B-Dom, and you saw Complexity try to push one AR up every single time to split Motel and the bus, and it worked out perfect for him. They cut off that whole left side, it forces him out strip, and that's where you want him to go. The best case scenario is they try to flip and go straight through, and then you just cap A.
Yeah.
You can give them C, it's whatever. You're always going to have B, and that's the difference maker.
All right, well, we're going to go to a quick break, 30 seconds. When we come back, we're going to have the continuation of this matchup. I didn't see what the score total was at the end there.
Nope,
kind of
missed
derped
it.
on that one. I think Will missed it too. He missed it. We know that Complexity's in the lead, and we'll find out how all this unfolds after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Call of Duty U.S. Championships Bravo stream. Rise going up against Complexity, and Complexity currently leading in this domination matchup. You do have to bear in mind that Rise just needs to continue to hammer away, but if you're a betting man, you're betting for Complexity to take this W.
Yeah, and you know, right here, right off the break here, Complexity running 3 ARs. TP's going to be the only one with the sub. And that tells me that they're not going to play for B at all. They're going to hold on to their lead.
You said Complexity is the kind of team that can run 3 ARs and get away with it, and it definitely seems to be the case here. Again, a bunch of kills. Aches finding a player that's going to be Looney, manages to clean him up. Another one chases right into Motel. Aches' aim just a little bit above the player there as he ends up missing out on that one. Karma now inside bottom Motel, looking to see if anyone's going to be by B. Sends a nade, gets hit markers with that concussion. Now, of course, trying to push in. Assist had, but not the kill as he jumps around the corner and gets taken out. TP on your screen. Vector moving over to C. Finds one, takes him out. Big kill there. Another one ran into the storage. Just saw it at the corner of my eye. Petit don't care. He's going to go right after that cap.
Oh, Tape cooked that grenade, and he got the kill. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to cap that. And they're actually losing A right now. Looney's able to get it. And right now, Complexity is getting dominated.
They're getting trip cap. This is massive here as Aches is going to go right into the Motel, hoping to see if he can find anyone and get control of A or C, get a home flag, something, so that they can get back into this one. Of course, they are currently going to be losing by a sizable amount here.
They are absolutely getting stomped. So we're taking a look at this. I mean, TP trying to do a little bit here with the Vector. He's going to be able to at least cap C. He's got one guy pushing him, and TP's not even able to get it all the way. Rise is absolutely destroying. Looney able to win a humongous battle. Wheat's now controlling center field. If you're Complexity, you got to say, okay, guys, I need help pushing. We got to go to at least more than 3 or 1 sub. And already Karma made the switch. He's going to sub, so TP's going to have some help. But right now, it's all about Rise.
Yeah, Rise is currently going to be up by plus 30 here, and they're just going to continue to hammer away at this lead. If I am correct, they will be in the lead here. Of course, we kind of derped it on that last one, guys. We didn't get the total, so if you happen to know it, please feel free to tweet us at GoldenBoyFTW, at Scandi, SC, and I'm not spelling it. It's too much.
That was so funny. It was like you tried to put effort forth, and it was just like,
well, no, it's like because you're Gandhi Scandi, like you just call yourself Scandi. I don't know. That's just.
What, you want me to refer to myself as Scandi now?
Yeah, just do it, bro.
That's a whole different persona. That's merging two personalities into one. I don't know if the world can handle that.
I don't know if the world can handle it. So you mentioned it before. Complexity is just getting rolled right now. Rise, something happened. They realized that they were in a bad position, and they answered back in turn. Complexity looking to answer back here as they do manage to get control of C, and they do chase after B there. So
they're going for the domination too. They're going for the trip
cap now. My goodness, is just back and forth. Let's go ahead and see how Wheats is going to fare here. Ooh. He goes on it, but no, that's not going to happen. A is going to be neutralized, and Fears now going to be creeping on A. It's going to be a player there for Complexity. He gets picked off. You got a couple players in the mid there trying to make their way toward B. Wheats on your screen as he looks over toward A, finding his teammate Pac-Man. Lots of pressure coming from the bottom side there. Let's see if they're going to be able to push out from here and get control near B and make something happen. But Complexity, that trip cap definitely caught them off guard.
And you know, right now, if you're Fears and the guys of Rise, you have to be a little bit worried just because, you know, this Complexity team has 3 ARs, and now when you give them C and B, the lanes coming out of A are very, very narrow, and it's very easy to shoot. So if we jump on board with Aches right now, you're going to see just how easy it is for him to pick it off. He's going to sit on head glitches. He's going to just basically use the wall to his advantage, and he's just going to get easy kills like this. He's got another guy coming out of Motel, and this is easy pickings.
So Complexity was up by 20 in that second half. Big shout-outs, by the way, to my boy Haha Corey, who gave me the hook up there with the total score in that first half. So up 20, that means Complexity is losing game one here in this matchup.
Oh, wow. Aches missing a lot of shots here going on B. He's going to have to throw this grenade. He's got a guy top strip, cleans him up. Nice shots. Has another one from Motel, and he just really needs to stay alive. They have the 2-cap, and they need to just crawl back here. They don't need to go for a trip. I do believe they will win if they were up by 20. Right now it's a tie, and they are up by 1 point as it stands. Rise is backs against the wall. They have to push.
That's right, and let's see. Let's go ahead and jump over to Rise here. I'm looking at Fears, a player who many say when he is not, it's not the beginning of the game, he's not good anymore, but Fears definitely having a great run here, making his way to Call of Duty Championships, and it is going to be such a close game. Currently going to be 20 points here, and of course you have Rise. They can't get control of B. Looney's pushing in. That's pretty much going to wrap things up here. Complexity takes game number 1, but not without a struggle.
Rise really came out hot. I mean, right away, you know, they got that trip cap mainly because the route from C to A is pretty easy to do. And Complexity, they didn't push any guys through bottom motel. Instead, they actually pushed a guy around strip, and they sent them all up the mid lane. So if you get lucky on that breakout and you can push far left right through Diner, you got a straight shot to A. And if they don't come back because they're double capping B, you have A, and then they're stuck without B, and then they have to make the decision. That's the hardest play in Call of Duty, is when you don't have a flag, someone spawns up, and you're like, where are we going?
Yeah, it's a tough move, but Complexity manages to come out on top there. Looked a little hairy there in the beginning, a little scary if you're a Cole fan.
It was.
But the Cole gang comes through. Now, let us go to a commercial break. Game number 2 coming up next here. It's going to be Search and Destroy. Let's find out how all this unfolds after this.